Alright, let's take a look at a question where the terms are all jumbled up. So as you can see in this question, right, the x number and the y, they are not in the same order as what we have experienced just now. So for this kind of question, what we need to do is we need to rearrange the terms in the order x, y equal number, okay, for both equations before we actually proceed to solve the equations. So we'll do that now. Okay, so for this equation, right, I need to rewrite it as 2x minus 3y equals, okay, I'm bringing the negative 13 over to the other side. So negative 13 bring over, it becomes plus 13. 0 plus 13 is still 13. I'll write down this, and this will be my equation 1. Right, we continue with this. I need to rearrange this in x, y equals a number as well. So negative 3x, I'll bring it over. Negative 3x bring over, it becomes positive 3x. Right? Minus 12y equals to 42. This will be my equation 2. Next, we want to observe whether x, the coefficient of x or the coefficient of y is the same. And we realize that it's not the same. So we need to apply what we learned in the previous example. We need to actually make one of the variables have the same coefficient. And we can do that by multiplying equation 1 by 4. Then I'll be able to change 3y to become 12y. So we're going to do that now. So I take equation 1 multiplied by 4. Right? So every single term in equation 1 will multiply by 4. So now we will have 8x minus 12y is equals to 52. Okay, let's call this equation 3. Okay, and now we want to solve for this too. Okay, so if equation 2 is a bit out of place, you can always rewrite equation 2 below equation 3. So you can just rewrite it here. 3x minus 12y is equal to 42. You can always do that. Okay, we label it the same as equation 2. Okay, now we need to decide. We want to remove y. So do we choose plus or do we choose minus? Okay, so if you recall, right, when the signs are the same, we'll choose minus. Right, so we can actually do that, or you can always do the side workings. Okay, refer to the previous examples if you need to. Okay, you can always do side workings to calculate your answer. Okay, so now we'll just do a subtraction. So equation 3 minus equation 2. Right, so if I do a subtraction, I'll take 8x from equation 3 minus is my choice. 3x is from equation 2. Okay, then this will be 0, so I don't need to write. Equal 52. 52 comes from equation 3. Minus is my choice. And 42. 42 comes from equation 2. Right? Then 8x minus 3x, I get 5x. 5x is equals to 10. X will be equals to 2. Right? And once we have solved for the value of x, we can always replace this to my equation 1 or equation 2, and I can use it to solve for my y. Right, so we'll do that now. Sub x equals to 2 into equation 1. Right, so two times 2 minus 3y is equals to 13. Okay, I will substitute x equals to 2 inside equation 1. Okay, so 2 times 2 is 4. 4 minus 3y is 13. Negative 3y will be equals to 13 minus 4. I bring the 4 over to the other side, so it's 13 minus 4. Negative 3y will be equals to 9. Y will be equals to negative 3. Okay, this will be our answer. Do you know how to solve it? Alright, so we have actually looked at some of the examples on how to solve simultaneous equations. We've looked at two basic examples, one slightly harder examples where the coefficients are not the same, and we can actually use multiplication to manipulate our answers, and finally one jumbled questions where we just need to rearrange in the order x, y equals a number before we can actually solve the question. Alright, now Right now we are looking at an even more challenging question where the equations are in the form of fractions. Okay. So when the equations are in the form of fractions, right, we cannot just solve it directly. We need to manipulate it first, okay, in the format that is similar to the basic examples before we can actually proceed to solve the questions. Right. So let's look at it now. Okay, so now we have two equations. I can label them equation 1 and equation 2. Okay, and we can do the same thing. Okay, just manipulate your equations. And now we have actually an equation equals to equation. If you recall, we actually did the cross method in secondary 1. So how to apply the cross method? You take the opposite denominator, multiply by the numerator. Take the denominator, multiply by the opposite numerator. So you'll end up with 4 multiplied by x plus 1 equal 3 multiplied by y plus 2. Okay, let's write it down now. So from equation 1, okay, 4 multiplied by x plus 1 is equals to 3 multiplied by y plus 2. Okay, so we apply our distributive law. 4x plus 4 will be equals to 3y plus 6. Okay, now this step will be the same as the jumble up question. That means we need to rearrange our equations in the format x, y equals number. Okay, so we are going to do that now. So 4x minus 3y will be equals to 6 minus 4. So x, y equal number. Okay, now we will just simplify. So 4x minus 3y will be equals to 2. I'll call this equation 3. Right? Now we do the same for equation 2. Okay, we apply cross multiplication, and then after that we rearrange in x, y equals number. So from equation 2, okay, 5 bracket x minus 2 is equals to 3 bracket y minus 1. Okay, apply our distributive law. 5x minus 10 is equals to 3y minus 3. Okay, arrange in x, y equals to number. So 5x minus 3y will be equals to 10 minus 3. Simplify. 5x minus 3y will be equals to 7. We label this as equation 4. Okay. Alright. Now the next step will be to do the same as what we have done previously. So now we'll just write down equation 3 and equation 4 together. Okay, so 4x minus 3y will be equals to 2. This is our equation 3. 5x minus 3y will be equals to 7. This is our equation 4. Okay. Now, which variable do I remove? Okay, so if you can observe, the coefficient of y are the same. Okay, so we will remove y, and do we choose plus or do we choose minus? Okay, because the signs are the same, we will choose minus. Okay, if you cannot remember this, you can always do the side workings to check whether you choose plus or minus. Right, so now we will take equation 3 minus equation 4. Right, so now we will have 4x minus 5x. Okay, this is 0, so we don't need to write. Equals equation 3. So 2, our choice, equation 4. Okay, so 2 minus 7. Okay, so 4x minus x is negative x. 2 minus 7 is negative 5. X will be equals to 5. Okay, and lastly, we will substitute this into one of the equations. Okay, preferably we do not substitute back into equation 1 or equation 2 because dealing with fractions is very complicated. So we will try to actually use the simpler equations, which is equation 3 or equation 4, to obtain our answer for y. So let's use equation 3. So substitute x equals to 5 into equation 3. Okay, so now 4 times 5 minus 3y will be equals to 2. Right? 20 minus 3y will be equals to 2. Negative 3y will be equals to 2 minus 20. Negative 3y is equals to negative 18. Okay, our y will be negative 18 divided by negative 3. We'll get the value of 6. So this will be how we solve a very difficult questions involving fractions. Everyone clear on that? Okay, so that's all for today's lesson. Hope you have managed to learn something. We'll see you next time.